Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, Quincy Olivari had 33 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists in the last G League game, man. He shouldn't be down there. He shouldn't be down there, Rob. You know, we talk about this at least once a week, maybe even more often than that. But we have players on our bench who are struggling so bad with the contracts that we've given them. Struggling. And even though a few of them played really well yesterday, I still think Quincy Olivari has proven through the time that we've had him here over the last couple of weeks that he's capable of contributing a bit more at this time. Does that mean he's better than those guys? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But capable of contributing more at this time, in a time where the Lakers have trouble with their bench production, in a time where we have perimeter defensive issues, in a time where we could really use a lot of scoring and defense, transition defense, and aggressiveness, and all these different things that Quincy Olivari has shown me he can do. We could use all of those things right now, and he's in the G League. For what reason? I don't know. But as I told all of you, if we really strategize the way I think we should, we would call him up and play him every game and spend the next 50 games trying to figure out how to put him on the regular team. But do get him in place early so he can get used to playing with the big team now. So by the time playoffs come around and you have him on the roster, he can be as good as he intends to be for you now. It's so very important the Lakers hear me when I say this. He's too good to be down there, man. Too good. And you have too many needs to leave him down there. Too many. So that's like so very obvious to literally everybody else in the league. And while I'm happy the Lakers retained him, I don't regret that in any way. You cannot possibly tell me it makes sense to leave him down there when we got as many problems with our bench as we got right now. The bench is not strong, y'all. It's not a strong bench. We have to push starters down just so that we can get the bench production. This has been a problem for over 2 years now. And that wasn't just a this year thing. We had a problem last year too. And so for me, it's like, you get a guy like Quincy Olivari, and you fart around, have him in the G League, crushing G League talent. Let me say something. He better not pick up an injury down there. That's all I got to say. He mess around and roll his ankle while he's down there farting around in the mud for you guys, and I'm going to be pissed at y'all, front office. Because he is playing at a high enough level. We really do need the player. He don't need to develop down there, yo. He doesn't. There's some other people on our team that need to be down there, and we know who they are. They ain't been very good all season long, and they ain't changed none. So this is what I got to say to y'all. Call Quincy Olivari up immediately. And JJ Redick, don't hesitate to give him regular rotation minutes, because I got a strange feeling he's not only one of our best players, probably one of the best rookies in the entire class. While y'all farting around with Gabe Vincent and Cam Reddish, whom we know damn well ain't better than this kid. Already we know that. We already know that. And I'm asking you, are you not seeing what's going on with Jared McCain in Philadelphia? How they had to damn near deplete the entire roster just so this kid can prove that he's literally the best rookie in the entire thing? Literally the best rookie in the entire draft. He's proving himself to be that right now. Jared McCain, the guy that was drafted right before we took Connect with the 16th overall pick. Yes, if this ends today, he's the rookie of the year. And the funny thing about it is, Philadelphia had no intention of playing him. They didn't know what they had. They were farting around with Kyle Lowry and freaking what's his name with the twin brother in Charlotte. Dudes can't halfway play as well as McCain at this stage in their careers. Not even a fourth. They're not even close to as good as him, man. He might be as good as Tyrese Maxey. And they didn't even know it. They would have never played him, man. It's the same thing I'm saying about what's going on all over the place in this league. Teams doing this crap that the Lakers are doing all over the league. Oh, we got vets we want to play. We trust our vets. The vets suck compared to some of these kids, dude. Like, literally. They suck compared to these youngsters. Dillingham ain't getting no run in Minnesota. I like Mike Conley. I don't think he sucks by any stretch of the imagination. But you can't tell me that Rob Dillingham ain't better than Mike Conley. You can't tell me that. He most definitely is. Right now, he is much more productive of a prospect than Mike Conley is a player right now. He just is. And so for me, it's like, man, I don't care for the pecking order. I get it. Some guys have been waiting for a long time to get their opportunities because the league has been doing this crap the whole time. So it's like, when you get bigger and better, now it's like, oh, well, we can't play them because look at this guy. He's been waiting his whole career to play. You know, he's playing behind some vet of yesteryear when he was probably ready to go. Now a guy comes in behind him that's twice as good as him, and now that dude got to pay his dues. He ain't paying his dues. You're hurting the team because that dude is better than this guy. Like, literally. Well, he has to learn how to be a pro. And how the hell he's going to do that from the bench? Well, he got to get his conditioning going. Is there any conditioning better than real life gameplay conditioning? What, like that? Isn't that what the pros always keep saying? Like, you could climb mountains and do all types of different types of exercise, but until you get on the game floor, you don't quite find yourself in game shape. Like, there's no real good argument for having lesser talent play behind guys that are not better than them. That are, like, literally, there's no excuse or metric you can show me that makes that make any damn sense, bro. None. It's just people who are looking at this stuff just like I am, having an opinion. And then from there, having the ability to let their opinion sway what actually happens on the court. That don't mean nothing. Just because the Philadelphia coach ain't wise enough to know that Kyle Lowry shouldn't be on the floor above McCain doesn't mean that they shouldn't be. It just means that coach you're paying all that money doesn't understand that. That's all that means. It don't take away from the fact that McCain is running circles around that dude every day, who would do 3 and 4 more times for that team than he is. You're just living and dying with the poor choice of a coach that doesn't understand any better for whatever reasons, and GMs that preference bringing old guys to their team and paying them a lot of money. It's supposed to be some great GM, and he can't tell that his rookie is better than the dude he just gave $15 million a year. Like, for me, it's just like, yo, I'm over a lot of y'all and these decisions y'all making all over the league, man. I'm over y'all. You keep talking about how the product isn't garnering the same ratings, and then you look all over the league and you see this type of crap. Got one of the best players in the league attached to a team that's making all the wrong choices with their roster in Milwaukee. All the wrong choices with their coaches, and they wonder why nobody want to watch. I don't understand why the ratings are down. Maybe it's because they're politics. Ain't nobody on no damn politics. It's the product is not as good. It's not as compelling. You got this stupid CBA in place that makes it so impossible to make changes on teams that need to make changes. Nobody wants to watch bad talent, while good talent sits on the bench that they don't never even find out about because you keep on playing the bad talent. It's just like, yo, stop this crap. Whatever got Quincy Olivari playing behind Cam Reddish and Gabe Vincent needs to be changed systematically from the league top down. Y'all need to make sure that your best talent is on the floor more of the time. That's literally it. Whatever puts that in a position to be is what needs to be made happen, literally. Because you got too much of this crap going on all over the league. Too much. First round pick got to stand behind some dude that's been injured for the last 6 years because he's been waiting his turn. No, he ain't better than him. Nah. The product suffers for that type of pecking order. I don't care that dude been waiting 100 years to get his minutes. He also got $1 million to make up for it. Just keep sitting him. If you got a better player, keep sitting him. Waive that dude. Send him to China. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that the best talent is on the floor. That's literally my only argument. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to make sure that the best talent is on display so that people can enjoy it. I shouldn't have to see 8 and 9 injuries for a guy like Brandon Boston to get an opportunity to show that he's better than everybody you got in front of him. Like, that's exactly what happened in New Orleans. It's exactly what's happening in New Orleans. A guy like Dyson Daniels had to leave the team he was drafted to so he can show that he's damn good. New Orleans, same thing. Had him playing in a behind the guy spot for like 5 straight years. So you think he's a role player just for him to get to Atlanta and be a player getting all types of steals, rebounds, assists, points. Like, God dang, he could do this? Why are you spending all this money on CJ McCollum? Spending all this trade equity on other players when you got Dyson Daniels and Brandon Boston on the same team? You could just play them on rookie contracts. They better than most of the people they're going against any damn way. And these GMs are none the wiser. None the wiser. Throw $50 million at this idiot. Throw 70. Give him a contract. Paul George averaging like what? 1.3 rebounds. That's what I heard on the podcast this morning. With a contract that goes on forever. For infinity money. Like, are we serious? Just for a rookie to outplay him? Are we serious? And you wonder why your team is bad, Philly? Like, this is the type of stuff we talk about. When our team sucks, wonder why nobody want to watch them. Wonder why every podcast that talks about the team is complaining. This is the stuff, man. This is what's happening. And you know who the fan bases are that are happy? OKC. Why? Because they didn't do none of these stupid things y'all doing. Memphis, they didn't make any of these stupid decisions. Young talent, pile it on top of one another. Play it all together, make it grow up together. Make it fit when you bring it to itself. And go to work. Anybody looking at Houston's record? They're third in the West right now. They would have been even higher if they wouldn't keep throwing vets in front of these guys that they could actually run. Drowning out second overall picks in role-playing roles because they just have to have Jeff Green. Like, what are we talking about? God forbid Cam Whitmore shows that he's one of the best players in the league. Because, of course, we got to have Dylan Brooks on a $40 million a year contract. Like, this type of crap, man. This is why your ratings are down, NBA. This is why, fam. I go on one of these rants at least once a month. This is why. And for no other reason than when people watch these games, they're looking at old players and often injured players and players missing games because they're overrun, because they've been on teams that are shallow, that do things like this for the last 7 years. Now their legs is shot, but people still want to overrun them because they've heard of them. Like, come on, man, this is why. Only for them to find that their 8th guy is literally their best guy. You know, someday Milwaukee's going to find out most of their best talent on their bench, too. Yeah, they're going to find that out. Tyler Smith, A.J. Johnson, Marshawn Beauchamp. Someday you're going to find out those are the best players on the Milwaukee Bucks next to Giannis. You're going to find that out. But it's going to take 8 or 9 injuries for that to happen. It's like, yo, man, it's not that hard to tell. All you got to do is a little homework on some of these rookies. You can tell these dudes are better than some of these dudes in the draft right now. I mean, in the league right now. You can tell. All you got to do is a little homework. Yeah, they got to learn certain things about how to be good. They're going to make certain mistakes to come with being rookies, but they're going to outplay some of these people who understand these things, y'all. They got more capable bodies. Less mileage on their legs. It's not hard to tell, man. And so this is my point of view on the NBA right now as a whole. This Quincy Olivari thing is just one of many issues like this that are all over the NBA that make it so that the product is not as good as it's supposed to be. The scouts are doing their job, but these genius GMs and these genius executives step in the way with their money politics. Well, we got to pay this guy because he's attached to that group, and this group is going to help us get that player 27. So let's play their role player client, and maybe they'll funnel us Jokic. No, they ain't gonna funnel you Jokic, man. But what you are gonna do is miss out on the next Jokic doing this stupid crap because he's on your bench somewhere, sitting back watching people he's better than screw up the whole situation. Losses coming on, and then you make certain trades, trading away picks. Let me trade away my first round pick for my role playing center, and I'm gonna trade another first round pick for a washed up guy who has a name. Like, okay. And when he gets hurt, we'll find out the dude behind him was just as good as him, could produce even more than he can. And watch him go sign with Memphis or OKC. Like, stupid stuff. It keeps seeing over and over again, man. And it's so very easy to see ahead of time. You just gotta get these people out of here, man. Honestly, some of them just gotta go. Listen to the people talking about Daryl Morey and his propensity to continue to bring them fat old players. He's supposed to be one of the best GMs in the league, and he keep on signing old guys. You got 82 games, man. 82 games every season, plus playoffs if you're successful. Every season. You need capable bodies to do that. You can't send guys out there who've been doing this for 10 years, who have 7 and 8 injuries, ankle this, shoulder that, knee this, Achilles pop, and you still want to play this dude? Squeeze out every last bit of him and wonder why the team ain't no good that he's on. Because he getting a regular rotation spot. That's why the team suck. That's why the superstar ain't happy. That's why the superstar can't stay healthy. Because he got to carry this man laundry in his own too. Nah, man. No, the NBA needs to evolve. You need to start listening to people like me in regards to these type of conversations and start doing things that allow for your everyday operations to align with what actually is expected. And nobody expects some of these dudes that these people keep paying to be better than some of these dudes that you're drafting in the first round. They're not supposed to be better than these dudes. So they shouldn't be playing behind them day one. Move his tired wash behind to the bench and let the young whippersnapper play, man. He's more exciting. He's going to grow up to be better than this dude any damn way. He already better than him now. The dude that you playing a million times over, he didn't even have the type of ceiling when he was a young player that this dude got. And he got to play behind this dude? He's cooking him every day in practice. That's the problem with the league, in my opinion, man. And this Quincy Olivari thing just shines a bright light on it for me as a Laker fan. When my coach is playing Gabe Vincent 18 damn minutes for him to jog around, do nothing most nights. Cam Reddish, same thing for the most part. And I look down at my G League talent, and this dude is going off every damn night. Going off, not nothing regular. 33 points, 6 assists, 5. Like, damn, what the hell? 8 threes. Like, wait a minute, what? He's doing that? And you may say to me, well, he's doing that against the lesser talent. And I tell you, well, if you call him up to the big league, he won't be doing it against lesser talent the way these people keep playing these players. There's probably more talent down there than there is up here in some cases. If that's how this goes, it is. That's the irony. A lot of us need to start watching the G League more. You might find out some of them dudes is better than these people we watching out here. That's the truth. Because you got so many teams doing this crap. Got enough Milwaukee, Lakers, and Sixers out there playing a bunch of old dudes when the young talent sitting on the bench doing nothing. Or sitting in the G League running around with others. Nah, man, no. No more of this. Let's put an end to this. I'm telling y'all right now, if we're going to grow as a league. In the next collective bargaining agreement, there's going to be a couple things that you're going to do. One, you're going to be able to avoid certain contracts. If they're not living up to the expectations that you have for those contracts, you should be able to avoid them things. I'm sorry, guys. No money. No ball, no money. Because the fans get to suffer for this. So you locked into these contracts with these whack-ass players. Maybe he's going to play better tomorrow. Maybe he's going to come off the bench tomorrow and be healthy. We've been waiting on this dude for a year. Well, maybe he come back. He helps us. Nah, hell nah. Get him out of here, bro. Get him out of here. When he come back and prove he can play, then he'll earn his way back into the league, bro. Straight up. I know that's cutthroat and cold in there, but you know what? This is like the analogy I often bring up. When you leave too much space ahead of you, you're not being considerate to the person behind you. So if I'm supposed to care about this millionaire who can't come back from a knee injury, that means I don't care about this young player who ain't made no money, who's better than him, who needs an opportunity. Who do you want to be considerate to? What's actually fair? This dude been in the league for 15 years and his knee's shot. I'm sorry that happened. He's going to go home to his wealth. He's going to look back on the memories of his 15-year career. He had his opportunity. He had his day. That's what's up. It's unfortunate what happened to him. But it shouldn't be somebody who hasn't had an opportunity to their detriment that he continues the one that he's been on for the last 15 damn years when he can't play at that level anymore. No. Who are you being considerate to? And many of y'all will make the argument, well, the players that people know of are the ones they're going to check out. So let's say Paul George, even though he's not playing at that level anymore, people know who he is, so they're still going to pay to see him. The ratings are telling you otherwise. The ratings are telling you otherwise. If that's your argument and you think that makes sense to give Paul George $50, $60 million a year to be washed, because you think people are watching, they're not. That's the whole point. They're not watching. That contract needs to come down to a space from which the production aligns with the player. And those who provide production needs more money to match the production that they're providing. That's the only way to truly do this. Unless you grandfathered in like LeBron James or Kevin Durant and can still play at that level. But if you're a role player, bro, and you signed some ridiculous contract that some idiot GM handed you 2 years ago, and now you can't even get off the bench without hobbling back to the floor because your knee is busted, bro, you do not need to be eating that much of the cap. Chris Middleton, no. You ain't played at that level since the finals, bro. How are you eating up so much of their cap? How? Jared Vanderbilt, no. You don't have no more player option. You can't even get on the floor, fam. That crap needs to be voided. No. Like, we're going to be honest. There's a lot of people afraid to be honest because they don't want to mess up their connections. You know, people don't understand the concept of being kind to one and not so to the other. And all these different things that people are thinking about. Oh, man, that's not fair. He earned that money. The hell he is. If the owner want to pay him that, the owner can pay him that. But let it not come out of the cap, fam. Let it not be what affects the roster from being good. If you want to give that man $50 million of your money, Ballmer, give it to him. I don't give a damn. I'm not upset at you paying the man. I'm upset at the fact that it's a pie here, and he's getting a big half of it, thus other people aren't. Which means my team ain't as good because of that dynamic. That's all I give a damn about. That's all anybody gives a damn about when we talk about people money. Give a damn how rich that man is. He ain't got nothing to do with nothing. If you can find a way to give him all the money in the world, I'm not going to be upset at that. Just make sure it doesn't affect the roster. And given that it does, expect me to have a problem when he don't live up to it. Expect for me to make the case why he shouldn't have it. Because there's a lot of y'all going to run around saying, oh, that boy hating because they rich. Everybody's richer than me. I ain't got no money. If I'm going to hate on them, I can hate on the next guy with a car. I don't even have a car right now. I'm not tripping off people who have money. It's about how much of that eats up the roster. how much of that affects it so that we can't get an adequate bench. If you can give him his money while still giving the talent on the team that needs to play, cool. Let him get his money. That's all the better. Get all the wealth in the world, man. I don't care. I only care as much as it to say that if this is going to affect how we are building our roster and the future of our team, then that's when it becomes a problem. The misevaluation of talent and the poor projection of what a guy's going to be able to do, that stuff hurts the team, man. And so that's why I'm speaking the way that I do. And I've already made many cases for why teams should not mortgage too many picks if you don't have too many. If you only have 3 picks, I don't think it's in your best interest to trade away those 3 picks for a role player. Or one of these names, that a guy that can't really go. He can't go anymore. Why am I trading away to another team 2 young prospects? Like 2 young prospects. And we're talking about the value of these young players being better than a lot of these role players. And then you're going to tell me to give away 2 unknown ones? Just so I can get Walker Kessler? He could block a couple shots and go down with an injury like he always do? Why the hell am I doing that? Because AD needs a center. Yes, he does. And you know how you make sure you can afford one? By not doing stuff like this. See how that correlates? I keep more valuable stuff. I can have more to trade when it's time to do something like this. But that I keep doing stuff like this makes it so that those 2 picks are basically all I have. And you want me to give those away for Walker Kessler? Y'all fans got to make more sense too. You got to do a little thinking for yourself. That don't make no sense. Have you ever budgeted anything in your life? You only got 2, you want to go in with 2. No. And if you're going to do something like that, make sure you're evaluating the talent properly. Don't go after a role player thinking he a star because you've heard of his name and he played really well back in like 2017. It's 2024, fam. You can't go like that no more. Anybody who watched the Tyson fight last night know what I'm talking about when I say that. This ain't yesterday, bro. You ain't going to be able to do all that. I don't care how great you were back in the past. This ain't that day. You're older now. Got more mileage on you now. You can't do it. That taught the entire sports world something last night. We all had to wake up. Because there was a lot of us who know what we're talking about, picking Tyson to win that fight. Nah, fam. He's almost 60 years old. No. You see what I'm saying? That's a real thing, yo. We got to be honest about that. And the same applies to the conversation at hand. If you're going to ask somebody who's worn down to keep playing, they're not going to do it. Now, if you want to value them at the price they were when they were still that guy, and you ain't doing your homework, you don't know that they're not that guy anymore and need to see it, then you're going to hurt your team with that nonsense. I could have told the Philadelphia 76ers well before they offered Paul George that contract was bad. Just like I could have told the Portland Trailblazers when they gave Dame his contract, that contract was bad. Those contracts didn't look good when they signed it. They weren't expected to do any of that stuff that would otherwise make any sense to begin with. Dylan Brooks' contract, you know that thing was trash. $20 million a year for a role player? Come on, man. He bricks shots for a living. How the hell is he making that much money off the cap? Of the cap. Playing ahead of guys like Amen Thompson. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing, man. I'm not going to come off of this until I start seeing the changes that I know should be there. We're missing out on a lot of good, man. Good players are going to these teams that didn't, quote unquote, develop them because these teams keep giving up on players only for them to get opportunities that should have been given to them in the first place. Oh, he can't play. You never gave him a chance to. Oh, he didn't look too good. Next to who? Who'd you have him on the floor with? Are you evaluating him based on him being on the floor with all your worst stuff in garbage time? You gave him a few of those minutes and he didn't look good in those minutes? And you think that has something to do with what he's going to be able to do on a basketball court when given an opportunity for real? Let this be the seed planted to help you understand how you are the one that's wrong. How you, who think like that, don't need to be thinking like that no more. Allow me to plant that seed here so that we can put that in the ethos. So maybe people can start thinking maybe there's something wrong with that from here on out. Because there's plenty wrong with that. I ain't sorry, man. I'll tell you right now, bro, I'm not sorry. Because I know who I'm being considerate to. The Quincy Olivares, the Brandon Bostons, the Jerry McCains of the world, the Rob Dillinghams of the world. It's their time, man. That's who you guys don't care about when you're considering being kind and Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry. Nah, they don't need no more kindness. They had the opportunities and they did a lot with them. But now it's somebody else's time, fam. Now, if something goes wrong with those players who are ready, then you play these Gabe Vincent dudes, just like you're doing to them right now. But this is daytime. And I'm telling you, the fans will learn to love them just like they learn to love them names that you keep on recycling over again. You don't have to keep paying these dudes. That's not in your best interest of your business. It's really not. You just think it is. It's not in your best interest. New and improved is your best interest. Snap, snap, new, hurry, let's get something new type energy is really what's out here. We want to know about the new name. We can't wait to see a new star come around. And the only reason why we want to see them old names is because they're so nostalgic in the sense that they can still do it. Steph Curry, LeBron James, they're still doing it. They're awesome today. That's why they're still relevant, because the production shows that they should be. And that's the thing, man. So that's what this CBA needs to be about, in my opinion. Not only undoing the aprons, but providing a lot more flexibility for the structure of team building. So much more flexibility. It should be much easier to make trades. It should be much easier to drop players who can't perform. It should be much easier to snap out of situations that one would be tied to. Hold on to young talent, bring in new young talent. All of that should have so much more fluidity and flexibility in this league right now, man. If I find a guy like Quincy Olivares, I shouldn't have to put him on some kind of special contract because I'm tied to other contracts. Nah, get that crap out of here, man. Reimagine that entire thing. And if you can't do that, then just know that your teams and your product is going to suffer because of it. If you can't reimagine that entire process, then it's not going to work out for you. That's what needs to be said. You can look at me like I'm speaking foreign, but this is what your fans want. And even though some of them they don't know what they want, when they see it, they'll know they want it from there, and that's what you're keeping them from doing, because you keep on recycling these names, keeping yourselves locked into contracts that just need to be thrown away, man. I tell you, if you're worried about players not signing them contracts unless they're locked and bind in situations, even if they're not performing, that's only because they've been used to being able to see that be the norm in the world around them. In the ethos, once again, they're used to that. They get used to this too. Believe me, they get used to this too. Just like you got them thinking they can stick around even when they busted their knee 7 times and they averaging a third of what it is you paid them to pay, so will they get used to knowing they got to go to China in situations like that just the same. I'm sorry that happened. I really am. And maybe if we want to keep you around, maybe we can choose to. I ain't saying we locked into throwing you away, but in certain situations, bro, I'm cutting ties and I should be able to do that. I shouldn't have to wait 2 years for a guy to come back and average 2 points for him. No. Because he's making too much. Hell no. Hell no. Video 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.